A win is a win. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com here at MetLife Stadium, where the Bengals won 17-7. Today's video brought to you by BetUS, and let's get into this because, man, oh man, did it start awesome. The Bengals win the coin toss, take the ball, and on 3rd and 18 after Joe Burrow gets sacked, well, he audibles right over here, right behind me. And by audibles, I mean he audibles mid-play. It's a passing play. The safeties of the Giants are right here on this side of the field. And boom, Burrow breaks loose, runs, 49-yard touchdown. Huge play. Gives the Bengals a 7-0 lead. 19.86 miles per hour. Jamar Chase joked, check out that interview, by the way, that we've already posted, joked that he was going to tell Joe he only ran 16 miles per hour. Point is, fastest play of Joe's career, longest run of Joe's career, 7-0. Looked like the Bengals offense was going to roll, and they didn't. Tonight, in fact, was about the defense, and from that point forward was about the defense, because after that touchdown drive, the offense went punt, 5 straight punts, fumble, and that was their next 6 possessions. The Bengals not hitting on all cylinders offensively. Joe Burrow took a lot of the blame, but the nice part was the defense picked up the slack. The defense forced a turnover in the red zone where B.J. Hill's getting pressure on Daniel Jones, hits him as he's throwing. Jermaine Pratt brings it down for the lone turnover forced by the Bengals, and then 2 turnovers on downs. And the biggest one was late in this game, and I think that's the story of today. The Bengals finished. And they came this close to not finishing, but they finished. And when you've lost 4 games by a total of 15 points, your last 3 losses were by a total of 9 points, yeah, finishing games is important. And the Bengals finished today because they were up 10-7. The Giants missed a field goal, and they didn't take advantage of it. It was 3rd and 12 after a missed field goal and then a turnover on downs by the Giants. The Giants go for it, don't get it. The Bengals have a shot to put the game away, and it's 3rd and 12, and you're like, all right, well, are they going to give the ball back only up 3? And Joe Burrow calmly found Andre Yosevich for a 29-yard gain on the scramble drill. Huge play. And then Chase Brown almost gave it away. Fumbled right over here, literally like right here by the end line, but it went out of bounds. And it squirted. A Giants player jumped on it, and it literally, the force pushed the ball out of bounds. If that doesn't happen, we might be having a different conversation right now. Instead, the Bengals score on a nice touchdown run by Chase Brown, go up 17-7. The Giants miss another field goal with 50 seconds to go. The Bengals kneel it out. They are 2-4 on the season. I have more takeaways, but today's video, like I said, is brought to you by BetUS, and that's why you got to get on the action right now with BetUS. Use code YouTube150. And whether it's any of the Week 7 matchups, maybe you want to get in on the action for Monday Night Football, you can do all of that with BetUS. The NBA is right around the corner. BetUS is the place to go. Again, go to BetUS.com and use code YouTube150. You'll get a 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits after that. Again, BetUS, code YouTube150. As far as this game is concerned, though, I'm just really proud of the way this defense played, because the Giants, yes, they were without some of their weapons, Malik Neighbors being the best of them, but Tyrone Tracy's a real player, and they were able to hold down the fort. They were able to step up and make plays when needed, and there was some uneasiness, no doubt, in that second half. I put out a tweet. I have not read the responses yet, full disclosure, but I put out a tweet, start of the fourth quarter, said, all right, Bengals fans, how are we feeling? And I received multiple messages, text messages, like, oh my goodness. My guy, Greg Kuffner, was like, I just read these. He writes for CincinnatiRedsTalk.com. He texts, he's like, I just read these. They're wild. It's like, okay, well, interesting, right? And so I haven't read them yet. My point is, though, is this game was tight, and the Bengals found a way to pull it out. And I can't help but think that that matters, because we've been here now, where they didn't pull it out in Kansas City, where they didn't pull it out against Washington, where they didn't pull it out last week when they should have beat the Baltimore Ravens. They pulled this one out. And it's a game that I expected them to win. I'm sure you expected them to win. When the schedule came out, a lot of people expected them to win tonight. They won tonight. And it is a step in the right direction. That is the main takeaway here. A step forward for the Bengals, and they close with the game on the line. Is there a lot of things that need to be cleaned up? Absolutely. I mean, the offensive line, they were going through it tonight. And I thought it was a questionable holding call, by the way, on Cordell Volson, which, if that doesn't get called, then the spread's a little bigger in this game. But yeah, Chase Brown scores a touchdown there. It gets called back. You have to settle for a field goal. It's 10-7. And it was just kind of that weird game. And you let an opponent hang around, and sometimes you get burned. The Bengals let the Giants hang around, and they didn't get burned because they were able to seal the deal. Doesn't mean that they can play this way all the time. And Joe said that. He was like, look, it was really big for the defense to step up, do what they did tonight, force 2 turnovers on downs, and DJ Turner making a big play, Mike Hilton making a big play. The secondary, they had some multiple guys make big plays. And I talked to Trey Hendrickson, BJ Hill. BJ Hill had a great game today. In coming back to the team and playing the team that drafted him, that traded him to the Bengals, and he made his presence felt tonight. I think having Sheldon Rankins out there certainly mattered. Sam Hubbard made a big play early in the game. So I think having a healthy defensive front mattered, no doubt. But overall, looking at this team, where they were at coming in, you needed to get a win. It didn't really matter how. You needed to get a win. The Bengals get a win. They get the 2-4, and they move into a spot now where they're no longer in last place in the North, and you're 2-1 on the road. You've won 2 out of your last 3 games, and you've won in a different way. You've won where your offense wasn't playing up to par, but your defense pulled it out. You won where you had to punt the ball and play field position. Ryan Rico, by the way, big bounce-back game for him today, where he was just punting at a very, very high level. Ryan Rico and Tyson Anderson, special teams MVPs. I mean, it really does seem like any time Rico booms one up and it's fielded and it isn't fair caught inside the 20, Tyson Anderson, 2-6, is going to be there to make the play. Had 2 nice special teams tackles tonight. So it was a big night for this team because they needed to get a win regardless of the how. And the how happened to be a unit that had been struggling, stepped up and held the Giants to just 7 points, shut them out in the first half. And this Bengals team, they're 2-4 on the year. We're going to have a ton for you. We already have a ton for you. Check out what Joe Burrow had to say, what Zach Taylor had to say, what Jamar Chase had to say. And we're going to have more for you all week long. We also hit 48,000 subscribers. Join us if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get to BetUS, because today's video is brought to you by BetUS. And until next time, for Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.